Hello everyone and welcome to Caroline's Craftery. Today we are just going to make these little notebook style over the page booklet type things. Now this was the first one I did, and I just put some paper in. It was like a ledger book that somebody had just wrote a whole bunch of words in. They must have been practicing spelling or something, I don't know. But then I thought, well, what if I put a heart on either side and then you could slip it over a page? So I just wanted to show you how I made these. Very easy project. You don't need a lot of stuff. So the paper that I'm going to use is 3.5 by 8. And then I've just folded it in half. Now I've already cut one of my hearts out. And I just used a heart die that I had. You could freehand it on here. You could make a little template out of cardboard. However you would like to do it. I had these handy, so I figured what the heck. So now I'm just going to cut out my heart. Now I could have used the die cut to just cut the heart out of here, and I might do that if I'm going to make lots of them, but for now I'm just going to show you how I made this. Now I'm going to cut my heart out, and this is the easiest way I have found to cut out something like this, is I roughly cut out the middle and then I go around and I cut where I want to. Cutting out the middle helps give the room for your scissors, your fingers, all that stuff, to enable you to cut it out a little bit easier, I think. Just about done. So I hope you check out my other videos and the Facebook group, the coffee site, KOFI. I have all my freebies there, and some of my newer digital kits there as well for sale. Okay, there is that. And then you can see the white around that heart, and I don't like that, so a little bit of ink takes care of that problem very easy. I know people even will run around with a felt pen or something around the edge just to take away that white. Okay, now we've got that. So I am just going to use some of this wider lace. I've already got 2 chunks cut out right here. And these are going to get glued into here. Okay, so I'm going to use art glitter glue. Best stuff ever. I love it. Love this glue. It is a little more expensive, but I've been working on the same. I bought a 8-ounce bottle, and it's been well over a year, and I haven't even used it up yet. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to go around the heart with the glue to start with, and then I'm just going to put a little extra glue kind of around. I want to make sure that the glue stays where this lace is going to be for now, and then that's just going to go on there. Just kind of pat it down softly. I'm going to use this silicone brush, which helps to not get glue all over my fingers. Okay, and now we're going to do the same to this side. Now I don't really care which way the lace goes, which is the right way or wrong way. I really don't think it's going to matter. So then let's put this here. And the same thing, we're going to add a bit of extra glue. Kind of turn that heart into a square, I guess. Okay, there's that. And then let's put this on the top. And again, let's use my little silicone brush here just to pat down the lace. Now there's going to be paper on top of this, so this isn't really meant to hold it down. Per se, it's going to hold it in place while I get everything else done. So there is that. So now we got that effect on the front. And then like this cracked up here. I hate paper that cracks. And people say it's because you fold it the wrong way, but I'm going to put lace up there anyways, so that's kind of going to make like a hinge for it. So we won't even end up seeing that. So we've got that. Now I'm going to use, I've got some of these here. Button flowers, and these were little miniature doilies that I crocheted. Just gonna try and find some flowers that I like on here. No, I want to stick with purple. I don't know what color I want to go with. I think I will try and stick with purple. Got a couple different shades of purple. I think I'll do maybe those two, one for each side. Now, when I did this, I just glued them down, and after I did it, I thought I should do this little bit first, and then I can actually sew it through, and then the paper is going to cover that up, and it'll just hold it on that much better. So let me just, sorry for my arm, just getting a needle here. And I'm going to get some thread, just some floss. I don't really care what color it is. Let's get that. And I'll do 2 strands of this, I think. And then I can just go through the flower once. Just dividing my thread, and of course, you know, gets in a knot because you're doing it on camera. That's okay, we can just snip it off. Okay, now do I have a big enough needle that I can thread it without too much troubles? I hope. Oh, there we go. Yay, I did it. Okay. I'm not going to do a knot because I'll tie it off on the back. Now I've got a little box off to my left here that's full of stuff. Now, I've used this before. It's kind of hard to see. These were just some odds and ends. This is called Crystal Flash. It's actually for tying fishing flies. You can get it on Amazon, probably Etsy and stuff too, but it's called Crystal Flash. You can also get a Flashabou. Flashabou is more like a Christmas tinsel, which comes in a wide variety of colors. This Flashabou, or Crystal Flash, also comes in a wide variety of colors. Hubby didn't want this color anymore for tying flies, so I stole it. And I've been using it in my journals. I also have this stuff, which I used a piece, and you can't really see it, but like there's some right there. And you can see the Crystal Flash. Like I say, you can't really see it, but it gives it a really nice shimmer type looking. So I really like how it looks. So now what I'm going to do is I've got these things here, and it's just double-sided, little square pieces of double-sided tape. I'm going to put one of those right here. Now I'm hoping that my needle will pass through that okay. We'll find out. So I'm just going to take, I don't know, maybe 1.5 inches of this. And I'm just going to put that the one way there. And that's, the tape is just there to hold it while I'm doing everything else. Because I will glue down the flower as well as stitch it down. So I'm going to take 4 strands of this stuff. And I'm going to line up the ends. I'll just need a second to do that. You don't need them lined like straight up. It's just to give an idea. Because I want to cut these in half and then a half again. So I just kind of loop it over. I keep my fingers in there because this stuff is not really super easy to work with. And I'm just going to gather up all my ends, or close to it, fold it over again roughly, and just stitch that, snip it again. And then I'm going to lay that the opposite way of what I laid that other piece. And again, the tape is purely just to hold all this down. In other words, it's just going to blow all over the place and stuff. So we've got some quite dark purple. I think this will go good. This will turn out to be very purpley, but this you can sort of see over here. Let me just show you. It's just full of odds and ends of stuff. And I just pull it out. I leave it sit by my desk. And then I can use it for doing this type of stuff. So now this is going to go here. This is actually pretty bushy. And then that's going to go on top. I think now I will put a bit of glue, and I'm just going to drop a pile in the middle. Because if I start dragging it across that crystal flash, it's just going to pull it all over the place and whatnot. And then this is going to go down like that. It's going to be kind of messy for a moment. And now I'm going to put glue around the button. I'm going to try not to get it in the holes, but... And now I'm going to put that on there. And I'm just going to hold it there for a few minutes. Not for a few minutes, but I do want it to hold it down. It did hold it down on this one, but I had to glue down each of the petals of the flowers, or I just felt like it was going to come off. That's why I want to sew it as well. But I hope you will all subscribe and like and share and hit that notification bell. Now this one I'm going to put on this side, just so then that way when it's in the book, the bulk of this will be in different areas instead of piling the bulk up. Let's get another one of these. These little squares work really good. I don't often use double-sided tape, But these work great for this type of thing. Because there's no way that I could hold on to everything and try to keep it even and all that stuff. So, and even now, like this button, it just doesn't seem, there's a lot to go through. It's got, you know, the eyelash trim and different things to hold, but that's also why the stitching will help hold it. Now let's pull out 4 of these again. I don't know why I use 4, I just do it. Seemed to have been the right amount of stuff for what I wanted to see from underneath. So let's line these up now. I'm going to be working at trying to get videos out every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm scheduling them on YouTube. So when I schedule them for 9 a.m. my time. So always check on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes I'm going to do Sundays as well. But I want to work in 2023 on getting regular videos up. Okay, let me just push this down again a little bit. That seems to be sticking a bit better now. Let's drop our blob of glue kind of on there. Put that on there. Now, glue on the button. And that on there and hold it. Okay, I'm just going to hold that for a second. And then we can just run a stitch through this, and then we can do the other side. Hopefully this is enough. Let me get my little pokey thing out so I can poke through there. Makes it so much easier to poke your needle through. When you've made a nice little hole. So between the glue and this stitch, it should be more than enough to hold that button on. And then that way I don't have to glue down all the petals. I think the petals look nice when they're not glued down. I think I'll put maybe 4 or 5 knots into here. There's going to be glue on top of it anyways, but there is that. Now, and you can see this here, it's lifted up. Let's just put the holes in, but that hasn't had time to set yet either. Let's find my holes. Hold on, looking for the hole. Okay, we got one there. And we'll come down there. I can feel that the glue isn't dried in there. I can feel it on the needle and stuff. But that's okay. As I say, that stitching will hold it in place. And it'll also help secure the eyelash trim Okay, set that aside. Now we've got that part done. Actually, I love those colors together. So now you can see like that's on there pretty good, and once that glue dries, it's going to be perfect. Now let's do this here. So this is just a piece of scrap paper I had. I actually used it on this one as well. And that is just going to get glued on top of here. I've left a little bit all the way around. And this is a great journaling spot. Let's glue that down right now. Now I want to go around the edge of this piece. And now I want to go around the heart. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put dots all the way around it. You can do it just a line, but I find on the fabric or on the lace, it's easier to use dots. Hold on, my glue is causing some issues. And then I'm going to go around just kind of on the outside of the lace. And then I can even put a few dots here and there on the lace as well. Now let's flip this over and put it down on here and try to get it evenly spaced as I can. And now we need to glue that down. And I'm picking it up because the other side is so uneven with that decoration there. Once I think that it's all glued down good, trying to get the edge because it wants to lift up a little bit because of the lace in there. And I can do it from this side as well. That looks pretty good there. So one thing about liquid glue is it does take a while longer for it to set up and stuff. Now I just want to clean this off a little bit because my glue was not coming out as good as I wanted it to. Let's put our glue around here. And let's drop glue around the heart. All the way around. We put a dab on the knot. And now let's go up and around the lace. Just so then that way the card stocks will be together. Both of these are card stocks that I'm using. Not really heavy cardstock. I have no idea what weight it is or anything like that. Now this, let's try to line it up as best we can. I don't want to get it on where my fold is of these two pieces. Okay. I've got a little bit of glue peeking out here. I've got a little bit of the lace right there showing through, but I think that'll be okay. don't think that's the end of the world to see lace on the inside. And then we'll just work our way around. Right here, the lace is quite close to the edge as well, so I'll make sure that I pay a little extra attention to that spot. Would have been nice to have these lined up, but I can survive the way it is. Now the one last thing is to put a piece of lace up top, and I could do all kinds of colors, or I don't like that one. Let's see what else we got in our little, got all kinds of things here. I think I need to stick with something that's going to blend into that. Not sure if this piece is going to be wide enough. No, not really. Let's see what else we got. We got lots and lots and lots of odds and ends of stuff in here, and I'm sure there's going to be something that I could use. Doesn't really matter what, just something that goes up and over this to help support the hinge. I've got fabrics in here and different things. I don't have much purple stuff in here, probably because I like purple, so I'm always using it. I wonder if that would work. Let's try this piece. Let's cut it a little longer than we need it. And now we're going to just put a little bit right along the top. And this is purely to support that fold, because of the fact, number one, it cracked. And they say it depends on what way you are trying to fold the paper. I have no idea how true that is, but it sounds logical. I'm going to run a little bit of glue right along the top and one line right there. So now I can fold this over and it gives it a nice little finished top. Now I've got a little bit of glue happening along the edge. So I'll just get that off with my fingernail. Okay. Just going to kind of run my fingers along that ribbon. Okay, let's trim that excess off. There. And there. So there we have our little over the page booklet. Don't know if I've got a page here. Let's just use this here. So if this was our page, it would just go over. You could just let it hang there, or you could put a little paper clip on the side to just hold it into place. And it's nice and sturdy between the glue and the stitch. And that's what the other side looks like. This is the other one that I made before, and again the same thing. Now you could also put these just in a pocket as well. You could even put them this way on a page, unless you know your paper's really directional or something. And if the heart's going that way, nothing wrong with that. And then, of course, this one here, I would use more as either glue it down to a page and just have a flip. I could also just glue there and have it as a pocket as well. Or I'll just put it inside a pocket. I think it turned out really cute. I like how they turned out. I'm probably going to make about a dozen of them or so, just out of some scrap paper and whatnot. But I love the purple. Purple's my favorite color. And just using up some scraps and some of the button flowers that I made. I do have these in the shop sometimes. So, and if you really wanted some, you could message me and I could do up an order for you. But that's my little project for today. I hope you like it, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.